Hey there, it's Elisa, Half Asian Tarot Queen, in the final days in my beloved cheese shop in South Minneapolis. The bottom of the deck we have the Two of Cups, which is interesting because, yes, my beloved cheese shop, which has also blocked me from having any kind of life in this regard. Oh my god! That's so cosmic. It's totally blocked me from having any kind of life in this regard, and it's ending. So it's interesting because all the readings have been pretty love focused in the last week, and I was joking about it a couple days ago because it's like the holidays, you know, and so everyone gets busy during the holidays, and it's like 9 months after the holidays with statistically the most number of babies. That was from the other day, but yeah, it hasn't happened for me yet, but maybe it's happening for you. I hope so. But since it's been such a prominent theme, I think today, and because the Two of Cups just came out, I've been periodically, like once a week, checking in with the storyline around the Divine Feminine and what's going on with the Divine Feminine archetype. I mean, it started a few weeks ago because I had this dream with Selena Gomez, and then I started following her story, and like, you know, that kind of led me into the whole Divine Feminine storyline. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think we should check in. There's been a lot of love. There's a lot of love going around. So let's see where the Divine Feminine is at for today. Then at the bottom of this deck we have the Five of Cups. So this has been super prominent in the last week, especially in the New Moon in Sagittarius reading. You go back and look at that, I'll link it. But yeah, this is someone who's focused on the loss, but there's actually two cups right behind them. They just need to actually be super intentional about turning around and facing this new energy. So it's like a mindset shift, you know, you have to turn around. And so the New Moon in Sagittarius reading was all about sort of, you know, being aware of that and intentional around it, because there's just like very opportunistic moment right now that could be missed if you're not focused, you know, in the right way. Oh my gosh, this is really interesting. So I just took out the Bianco Nero deck. The bottom of the deck we have the Three of Cups, which is crazy because at the bottom of the deck yesterday the same card came out, which is kind of an omen about like maybe a reunion. So there have been a couple of videos which I'll link to around that, like yesterday's reading, for example. There's one called Fated Reunion. There's also one called Old Flame New Love. I'll put links to those up here, but I'm gonna get right to the reading now. Okay, so for the overall energies we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is interesting because this came up in a reading where there was like both of the divine counterparts were happening. They were both going through some sort of healing in parallel, like not together, but and this card was really prominent in that reading. I'll link that reading as well. The 10 the 10 of Pentacles and the Devil. So that's really interesting because it looks like there's been like this slow, methodical movement towards this new beginning. And this has led to abundance, fertility, you know. This is kind of like a dynasty. But there's also this toxic energy around. So this is super interesting because if you've been following some of the threads in the storyline, there's been this dynasty that's being formed out of the ashes of the healing of some sort of toxic situation, which has been kind of like circling around and kind of blocking this from coming into fruition for some time. So you could follow the epic love saga or the dynasty threads to, you know, if this is a story that resonates with you. But this energy has been blocking this for some time. But what's interesting is that both of the divine counterparts have, you know, independently been working on healing this energy in themselves in this slow, methodical fashion, you know, and not together, but just independently on their own. And so like they've, like each independently kind of come to this, you know, but each independently had to do so by healing this energy. So it looks like there's some sort of climax that's happening around this, where like maybe like finally, you know, this work is starting to surface in the three-dimensional world, and this is starting to surface in tangible reality. But, you know, based on this, it looks like not without some sort of climax. So, and it's interesting because this, you know, reunion is at the bottom of the deck, and, you know, when you follow this storyline, this toxic situation has been blocking this reunion for some time. So, we'll see what happens, but this could be an interesting climactic reading. I'm going to pull some cards from the Bianco Nero deck, general energies for the reading. I like this black and white. There's a lot of change going on, and so I like the simplicity and the groundedness of the black and white deck, especially, oh my gosh, for moments like this. Wow. Yeah, like I was saying, it's an exciting climax that's happening. This is pretty crazy. So just a couple more cards. And just a reminder, for those who are new to the channel, welcome. The channel is organized in a slightly less conventional way in that the videos are not organized according to date or zodiac sign, but they're arranged according to storyline, and the storylines are always evolving. So it's almost like a little bit like a daytime soap opera, you know, where there's like mini storylines and they all kind of weave together into a bigger storyline. So I kind of tag each video according to, you know, which storylines are surfacing, so that you can kind of browse the channel in this way. There's a video explaining this system on the main page of the channel if you're curious. Got the Six of Cups here on the bottom. So this is like reunion with a soulmate. So this was, you know, the other card that came out was the Three of Cups, you know, so a reunion with a soulmate. Like this is a energy that's kind of recurring. But wow, wow, wow. This is, you know, it did kind of, there was a foreshadowing of a climactic moment in the overall energies, and this is kind of confirming it. So we have the Knight of Swords. So this is a quick message of truth, coming in fast. It's like no nonsense, and just some sort of message of truth or clarity that's just coming in. And then we have the Four of Wands. So this was in yesterday's reading too, and this has been coming up a bunch in the last week. But this is the foundation for a dynasty, and it literally fell right under this card, which, you know, this is what that is. You know, this is like marriage, family, stability. This is like the foundation of it, and this is sort of like the fulfillment, you know, and they're just like right under each other. And then right under this toxic devil energy, we have the Tower. So it's pretty crazy. There's obviously some sort of shift happening around this energy. And so, you know, this shift is allowing this change to happen. So let's see if we can get some more insight about what's going on, because this looks like you know, a pretty earth-shattering moment here. Okay, so then under the Knight of Swords, we have the Strength card. So whatever message this is going to require to, you know, overcome some obstacles in order to deliver this message. You know, it's going to require strength. So there's some difficulty around the delivery of this message. Then, underneath the Four of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is really interesting because this energy has been coming up a lot. And this, so there's a thread called Stalkers that kind of ties together this storyline around this Five of Pentacles, this feeling of lack, of feeling unworthy or not enough, or like you don't have enough. And this is an energy that needs to be healed to bring in abundance. So I'm going to just link to this thread because this is what's attracting this toxic devil energy. This attracts like stalker situations and all kinds of drama that's been blocking this from coming into fruition. So it's interesting because this falls right under this. So it's just like this is being healed and allowing this to come through. And then, crazily enough, under the Tower, we have the Ten of Swords, and this is right under the Devil card. So this toxic energy that's been orbiting around the divine counterparts and blocking their union, this is being healed. It's the end to suffering. There is actually a video called End to Suffering that'll link, you know, in this moment of climax. Like this is going down. So very, very interesting. Like this sounds like it could potentially be pretty dramatic. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot to get some guidance and see what we get from that. Ooh. Oh, exciting. There's another one. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is very, well, okay, so 2 just plopped out, but at the bottom we have the Judgment card. So this can be a reunion or a reconciliation, but it's also just like a day of reckoning, you know, like karma's being served, you know, and this is also a big theme that's been coming up lately. So it's just like, you know, this energy is being brought to the light and stuff is shifting. And, you know, that's kind of what we're getting here with these cards. We got the Wheel of Fortune. So, like, this message of truth and clarity, it's going to require strength, is upending this entire situation and turning it on its head. So this truth has been needing to come out for some time. Then, healing of this lack energy is allowing the manifestation of this dynasty, this empire. And this magician energy has been super prominent. There was one reading either yesterday or today where the magician came out like 3 times. I'm going to link that video here too. But obviously some, you know, big time empowerment. You know, the divine counterparts are stepping into their power. And then, oh my gosh, wow, this is crazy. Okay, so this toxic energy that's being healed, oh my gosh, 2 cards flopped out. And they were the Star card and the Queen of Pentacles. And what's crazy about this is that I just did a reading a couple days ago, which I'm going to link here, about the Divine Feminine. And these were the 2 cards that were circling around the Divine Feminine, this Queen of Pentacles energy and the Star. So this Queen of Pentacles is finally that's been oppressed by whatever this toxic situation is finally getting their wish. And this toxic situation that's been blocking their wish for all this time is finally coming to light. Healing. Wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna link to that other video because like the synchronicities in this reading are just like kind of blowing my mind a little bit, but you know, gotta love the universe. All right, so I'm gonna pull a couple cards from the Sacred Travel Oracle just to finish out this reading. But yeah, this is really beautiful. It's like the Divine Feminine. You know, there have definitely been some foreshadowing readings leading up to this about the Divine Feminine. Like, I'll just link that thread here. But, you know, about justice finally being served, a wrong being righted, because this Divine Feminine kind of got the short end of the stick. And so it looks like finally this toxic situation is being healed. And this is beautiful. Really exciting. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So this Wheel of Fortune, this message of truth that's coming through and turning this situation on its head. On top of that, we get faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. This is making me laugh personally because, you know, obviously I'm having to move right now and I'm leaving town and like starting a new start somewhere. And this really resonates for me. And then under the Magician and healing this wound to create this foundation, we have grounding. Go deep and explore your roots. So yeah, obviously laying a foundation for something solid. We're manifesting that. And by going deep and exploring your roots. And then on top of this toxic energy that's being healed, it's going down, and the Divine Feminine is finally getting her wish. And then on top of that, we have Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So the thing that came through in that Divine Feminine reading is that this Divine Feminine, you know, she kind of got the short end of the stick, but she kept her karma clean, you know, and she stayed above the fray, and she focused on herself and healed herself, and she just didn't engage in all this drama. She just let it happen, you know, and now she's being elevated, you know, by karma. And so now she's being seen as a wise leader, you know, she's being elevated. So that's so beautiful. It's like very karmic. So yeah, that's the reading for today. Good luck with that. It looks like it's going to be a great day. And yeah, I think I might have maybe one, maybe two more readings in this space before I have to say goodbye. It's very bittersweet. You know, it's the end of a decade-long era for me. So yeah, big changes. So I wish you luck with that, and I wish myself luck with that, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Bye.